Good morning and welcome back to the end of week 15. That's the end of week 15. We've made it. We've only got 1 week to go. So this is Friday morning. It's the last day of week 15 for my road to code for the 16-week professional software development course at CodeClan in Edinburgh. So this week, right after our JavaScript project presentations, there was no hanging about. Straight in Tuesday morning, we jumped right on board with React. Looking at all the differences between React and JavaScript. How would you be using components and containers and letting React do all the work in the browser rather than you having to physically manipulate the DOM. So it's been super interesting. We've only had 3 days on React, but the amount that we'll have covered has been really insightful, and it's obviously great just in case we do go for a job that requires some kind of React knowledge. So today I think we're getting something on our personal development award, the PDA stuff. I don't know if you can hear me because it's really windy. But I don't know what else the agenda is. We've only got 1 week to go, so I think next week is possibly a last solo project that we could be doing. But whether we do it or not, it's a completely different story. It's up in the air whether you want to spend a week doing another project, another solo project, or you maybe just want to learn something new, maybe a new language or just parts of a new language, and then discuss what you've learned at the end of next week. But we're going to get to CodeClan now, see what the day entails, and we'll check in with you later. Okay, so this week's video is going to be really short. Apologies for that, but obviously last week's video was like, there was like a 12-13 minute video as well as like the 23-minute full presentation video. So today we've just got in, well, we got in earlier on and we had a talk from Kat, who's the lady here, the instructor, the go-to person for all the personal development award stuff, the PDA stuff. She gave us a wee talk on what it is that she's actually needing before the deadline date. So I've probably not touched on this too much. So the Personal Development Award is the award that's run side by side with the 16-week course that we're doing, and it's completely optional. But it's the award that if you submit all the evidence, doing all the evidence gathering, complete the exams, the ones that we've already done, the ones that we've already passed, and that'll all get sent to the SQA for marking, and then you get a personal development award, and it's the equivalent of 20% of an HND. So it's maybe not a full qualification, and the stuff that we've been doing for the whole 16 weeks is probably way above that, but it's something that we could submit, get some kind of recognised qualification for, get a certificate, something tangible to look at, and something to add on to the CV. So that's what we talked about this morning, and just now we're just all discussing what we want to be doing for our final projects, which is going to be all next week. So it's completely optional, but I think that most people are deciding to maybe challenge themselves on maybe a new language or a new concept, or maybe just start working on something that they could be working on for the next few months in their own spare time. I think I've got a few ideas. I'm going to have the weekend to think about it. I've got loads to think about. I've got the PDA stuff, the final project, I've got to look for jobs, work on my CV, do cover letters, look at maybe trying to get interviews, and I've got videos to do. I think CodeClan have kindly asked me to do a couple of wee clips, a couple of wee videos for the final presentation for our graduation, which is next Friday as well. So that's it. I've got lots to do. This week's been really hectic, really busy. It feels like we had one less day to learn stuff since we had the JavaScript project presentations on Monday, and the last 3 days Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday we'll learn React. Obviously you might think that you can't learn that much in 3 days, but the amount of information that's been thrown at it and doing pair programming, doing labs and code alongs has been great. We've actually learned so much in React already. So I think for the final presentation or the final project, I'm going to maybe learn Rails, maybe do a bit of Python tutorials on web scraping, and maybe implement some React in a front end web app. So yeah, I'll maybe do a wee bit more filming for the rest of the day, but if I don't check back in, I'll check in next week for the last week, week 16. There's no more teaching left. There's just fun times ahead. So next week's going to be really cool. It's going to be an eye-opening experience to see what it's like all next week, see who turns up, see who's starting to get jobs, and look forward to the future. So yeah, thanks again for checking in my road to code, and we'll check in again next week. See ya.